You're the one who can't look away.
This role transforms you quite physically. We look at a different side of Charlie's face. You shave the sides of your head, the hair is nice and neat and orderly, and the beard is shaved. And I can only imagine how you decompress in between takes after a long day of filming when the man staring back at you doesn't look like yourself. It looks like this monster that you're playing. How did you do that?
You know, I honestly avoided decompressing, only because not in any sort of method acting way. It's just really hard to like fully inhabit somebody that you're not. It takes a lot of focus. And so there was just never ending work. I mean, obviously, as you see, I'm the lead of the show and I'm in a lot of scenes. And we shot multiple units. Even when I wasn't working, I was still working because I was always on a unit. So all that's to say, working 14, 15-hour days and then 3 hours of homework at night, there was not really any time not to be super focused on this, which I'm happy for. I like a challenge.
Yeah, so fair to say not necessarily method acting, but definitely like always in the process of working.
Yeah, I would say workaholism much more than method acting.
Yeah, and on that note too, I read that you got your hands on some of the vocal tapes, and your director, Max Winkler, said that even his best researchers couldn't navigate them or couldn't locate them, but you were able to grab them.
Where there's a will and there was a will, there's a way.
How'd you pull that one off?
So excerpts of these tapes had been in a documentary called The Lost Tapes, the like story of a psycho or something like that on Amazon, but they were only tiny little excerpts. So that's how anybody even knew these tapes exist. So I just started relentlessly cold calling and emailing everybody who was involved in that project. And I ended up getting an email back from a really beautiful, generous producer called Joshua Canoe, who said, let me see if I can get you these tapes. And he sent them to me. I had to sign an NDA and say I wouldn't share them with anybody, which I didn't. But it was really valuable to get to listen to them.
And physical tapes?
He sent me an MP3 file of the recording that was like on a reel-to-reel tape. And the sound is terrible. That interview was taken the night after Ed Gein was arrested. And the reason those tapes were never circulated was because they failed to read him his Miranda rights, and he'd been beaten up by the deputy warden was the son of Bernice Warden, who had one of the victims of Ed Gein. So her son was the deputy sheriff and had access to Gein, and so beat him up. And so they always thought that those tapes would be inadmissible, so they were just never circulated. They just like stayed in a dusty drawer forever.
Even when the subject matter is dark, it's always really cool to hear how well researched actors like you are on projects like this. I'll wrap with this. You had taken a little bit of a break from acting. It seemed like it was fairly self-imposed. I was reading you were flipping houses, you were scratching different creative itches. Is it fair to say Monster represents you being back in Hollywood?
I'm back, baby. Yeah, I had some wonderful opportunities. I mean, I did do some like house stuff, but mainly I was writing. When the pandemic happened, I had like 5 ideas that I hadn't had any time to explore. And I just went on a rampage of writing and feeling like it was really valuable for me to be telling my own stories and writing. And, I've gotten some great responses and hopefully be making some of those projects in the coming years. But it felt great to come back to this. And I'm, as it's been now, I think, known, I'm going to come back into season 4 of Monster. Reunite with Ryan and Ian Brennan and Max Winkler, the director. And then I have something that I'm really, really excited about that I'm going to do right after that. So yeah, I'm back.
Awesome. We're glad to have you back, Charlie. Thanks again for your time.
I appreciate it.
Is this okay?